Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. The Artist Cafe is a new concept in art galleries, and here to tell us more is the owner, Dr. Matthew Moshafar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm really excited to talk about your topic here and your wonderful, was it a cafe or is it a museum?
It's both a museum and a cafe at the same time.
Okay, so explain, let's talk about the museum part of it.
I represent 4 European artists. I'm an art collector. The artists I represent are European, Romanian, 2 of them. One is Polish and one is Persian Armenian. The theme is surrealism, and all the paintings are original oil paintings.
Wow. So how did you meet these artists?
I've been working with a group of European artists for almost 2 decades, and this specific artist, his name is Adrian Rassano. He was introduced to me almost 12 years ago through a group of European artists. They told me there's a genius artist who does not speak English and has no education. In Romania, if you do not have education, no gallery accepts your work, no matter how good you are.
Really?
So 12 years ago, I bought a painting from this gentleman, Adrian Rassano, sight unseen, because I didn't even see the painting. And since then, I've been hooked. I own almost 200 paintings from this artist, and he's an absolute genius.
Oh my goodness. Well, it sounds like you're really supporting him then,
Yes.
and giving him an opportunity he would otherwise not have.
Well, it's a pleasure to be there for him.
That is really cool. And then, of course, your other 3 artists, are they similar stories?
There are similar stories. One is a Polish artist, and most of these artists are super, super poor, and very little opportunity in that part of the world for them, so any handout would be appreciated for them. So I help them as much as I can.
So, okay, so you're a doctor.
Yes.
So how did you go from being a doctor and practicing to an owner of an art cafe?
I have been practicing as a podiatrist in Sarasota for 23 years. I still see patients, so that part is still there. This is my passion. So in the evenings, I am not a doctor, I'm an artist, and I am at the gallery explaining the paintings to different people who come and visit us.
That is really cool.
Yep.
It's great to do what you love.
Yes, absolutely.
That is really, really, really cool. So tell me a little bit more about the gallery itself. How many paintings are in it?
There's approximately 70 paintings, and again, this style, as I mentioned earlier, is surrealism. One of the artists is Christian Lapoussin. He's relatively well known in Europe. He's an art teacher working on his PhD. Now, in his case, because he does have education, they do allow him to hold shows. Another artist is Haraj Karapetyan, who died in 2006. Unfortunately, Haraj was schizophrenic, so he didn't get much exposure while he was alive. And I want to expose him because I think he's an absolute genius.
Because you were telling me before that part of the reason you're supporting these artists too is because the doors are kind of closed on emerging artists.
Exactly. Unfortunately, approximately 3-4 years ago, I approached a bunch of auction houses and the museums, and I literally begged them to come and look at these paintings from these artists. And they asked me, well, who are the artists? And I gave them the names, and their first response was, well, these are not first-tier artists. And I said, what is a first-tier artist? And the response was, well, Picasso, Van Gogh. And I told the gentleman, sir, Van Gogh only sold 1 painting while he was alive, and that was the end of the conversation. Unfortunately, the big boys have decided there's a box, and they decide who is a genius and who's in that box. So the emerging new artists have a very difficult time being exposed to the public, and it's really the public who decides who's the next genius, not the big boys.
Which here in Sarasota, we are a very artsy community, and maybe they'll be exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly. That's what I hope, yes.
So do you actually sell the paintings out of your gallery?
We do sell the paintings, and unlike galleries that they accept work on consignment and mark up the work 100% typically, so the prices are crazy, there is no markup. These paintings are not on consignment. On a regular basis, I send money in advance to the artists before they even paint. So they're almost on a payroll, and they paint and roll the paintings up and send them to me. So we do sell the paintings, and again, the price range is somewhere between $2,000 to $5,000 for the paintings.
And you have a lot of confidence in these artists.
Oh, they're brilliant.
I would say you're totally backing them all the way.
Absolutely.
That is really cool.
Yes, yes.
So what sets your gallery apart from the rest of the existing galleries, what you just told me about?
Exactly. Again, what sets us apart is the fact that I am literally married to these artists. I know when their mother needs to buy medicine, where their daughter needs to buy a bicycle, and I support them. That's different than when you walk into a gallery and then there's an employee and they basically accept work on consignment. And the only connection they have with the artist is what's handed to them on the artist's resume.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like this is much more personal.
Absolutely.
Which, of course, being your passion, I'm sure helps when people come in and you can explain, because these artists aren't here to explain themselves and the reasons behind, so you can be their voice.
I love them. That's basically it.
And obviously love their artwork as well. It's very beautiful. Yeah. So who should be visiting this cafe and for what occasion?
You know, this place is perfect for a date for a glass of wine. Whether if you've been with a date for a long time or you just met, it's perfect. It's also great for group meetings, events. I've had kids from 6, 7-year-olds to people that are 90-year-old, and everybody loves it. Wow. Yes.
That is really cool. So where can people go for more information about your gallery and your cafe?
Our website is theartistcafe.srq.com, and I am Matthew Moshifar. You're welcome to contact our gallery and come in, and I'll be glad to answer any questions for you.
Very cool. And obviously you have a continual supply of these art.
We do, and actually what we're trying to do now, we're setting up with local artists as well. We are hoping to set up masquerade parties along with art auctions, so that's something new we're looking forward to. And we're also trying to produce small books for children and TV programs for children, extending from these artworks.
Wow, because you just opened in February.
Yes.
So the sky's the limit for you.
Yes,
You're just
absolutely. Running.
Going up. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Very nice to hear about your
Thank you so very much for having me.
And coming up on Suncoast FYI, the 2015 Suncoast Hurricane Expo is this weekend. We'll have the details next, so stay tuned.